So, your Chevrolet just threw a P1509 code, and now you're here. I get it. That check engine light can be pretty stressful. But seriously, don't worry. We're about to break down exactly what your car is trying to tell you, and then we'll put together a clear plan to get it fixed. Let's dive in. You plug in that little scanner, and boom, there it is, P1509. It's that moment, right? That feeling in the pit of your stomach. What is my Chevy trying to tell me? Is this a big deal? Is this going to be expensive? Well, let's find out, right now.
Okay, so in plain English, P1509 means your engine is idling way too fast. Just think about it. When you're stopped at a red light, your engine should be, just chilling out, humming along nice and steady. But with this code, it's revving like it's impatient, even though your foot is nowhere near the gas pedal.
So the big question, can you just ignore it? Let it go? Well, the folks who know are pretty clear on this. Absolutely not. This isn't just a minor annoyance, it's a real warning that could affect how safe and reliable your car is. The bottom line is, this needs your attention, and we're going to figure it out together.
All right, let's put on our detective hats for a minute. That P1509 code, that's our first clue. See, the check engine light itself isn't the problem. It's just the symptom. Our job is to investigate the scene, your engine, and find the actual culprit. So let's start by lining up the usual suspects.
And here they are, the four main reasons you're probably seeing a P1509 code. It could be an air leak, a bad idle air control motor, some kind of circuit issue, or maybe a problem with the throttle screw. We're going to investigate each one, and we'll start with the most common one first.
Our first suspect on the list, air leaks. This is often the simplest cause, and honestly, the best place to begin your whole diagnosis. But before we start poking around, let's get a clear idea of what a vacuum leak actually is.
Your engine is all about precision. It needs this perfect, carefully measured mix of air and fuel to run right. A vacuum leak is like this tiny hidden straw that's letting in extra unmeasured air. This throws that whole delicate mixture off balance, and the engine's computer tries to correct for it, which, you guessed it, can cause that high idle.
So where do you even find this hidden straw? Here's your checklist. First, just use your eyes. Look over all the vacuum hoses. Are there any obvious cracks? Are any of the connections loose? Next, check out the PCV valve. That's a super common problem spot. And a little less common, but more serious, could be a crack in the intake manifold itself. Here's a pro tip. You can carefully spray some soapy water on the hoses while the engine's running. If you see bubbles start to form, you've just found your leak.
Okay, so what if you've ruled out air leaks? Our investigation now moves on to suspect number 2, the idle air control motor, or the IAC. This little part plays a massive role, especially when your car is supposed to be just sitting still.
This slide says it all. The IAC motor is basically a little valve that lets a tiny bit of air get around the throttle when your foot is off the gas. It's how your engine keeps a nice, steady, low RPM at idle. When that thing starts to fail, the engine's resting breath gets totally out of whack. So how can it fail? Well, for one, it can get all gunked up with carbon buildup, which makes it stick. Or it could be physically damaged. And sometimes the electronics inside just wear out. A lot of times you can just look at it and see if it's dirty, or test its movement to see if it's the problem. Okay, if you've sealed up any air leaks and the IAC motor seems to be in good shape, our investigation is about to get a little more technical. It's time to look at our last two suspects, the electrical circuits that control the IAC and the mechanical throttle screw. As you can see, we're looking at two very different kinds of problems that can somehow cause the exact same code. On the one hand, we've got potential electrical gremlins hiding in the wiring. On the other hand, it could be a simple, physical, mechanical setting that's just off. On the electrical side, we're really looking for a communication breakdown between your engine's computer and that IAC motor. This could be what's called an open circuit. Think of it like a cut wire. Or it could be a short, where a wire is touching something it shouldn't be. And you'd be surprised how often the culprit is just a damaged wiring harness somewhere near the heat of the engine. And our final suspect is the throttle screw. Now this one's less common, for sure, but it's a really important check. This little screw sets the base idle position. So you're looking for signs that maybe someone has messed with it before, trying to adjust it when they shouldn't have, or just any physical damage to the screw or the throttle body around it. Okay, we've investigated all of our suspects. Now let's take everything we've just learned and put it into a solid step-by-step action plan. This is how you're going to go from diagnosis to solution logically without wasting time or money. And here it is, your master cheat sheet. This brings everything together in one spot.
If you think you've got a vacuum leak, you're going to inspect the engine and hoses. If you're leaning towards the IAC motor, a replacement is probably what you need. For circuit issues, it's time to check the wiring. And for that throttle screw, a careful inspection is your first step.
Now, if there is one key thing to take away from all of this, it is this: start simple. Don't immediately jump to the most complicated, expensive conclusion. Always follow this order. Start with the air leaks. They're often the easiest and cheapest fix. Then, move on to the IAC motor. Save the tricky circuit testing for last. It is all about working smarter, not harder. And finally, let's just remember why this is so important to deal with. A high idle isn't just wasting your gas, it's putting constant, unnecessary strain on your engine. So fixing this P1509 code isn't just about getting a light on your dashboard to turn off, it's about preventing a whole domino effect of bigger, more expensive problems down the road. It's about protecting your car. The case is now officially in your hands. You have the clues, you have the list of suspects, and you've got a clear action plan. So the only question left is, where will your investigation begin? Good luck!